Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you another keyword. So if you remember from my previous video, I have shown the total keyword, which is absolutely useful in finding the relative contribution for each of the categories, whether it is a sales contribution or a profit contribution of each category, right? And in this video I will show you another keyword, which is all. So instead of total, we will going to use the all. So first of all, let's see what the difference is, and the best way is to add both of these, total and all, and then I'll show you how it differ in terms of functionality. So let me remove this and just say sum of total sales. I will copy this and remove the just unexpand or collapse and add a measure. I will paste the same formula and say all, press tab, and here I will have my all sales, but I can see something is not correct here. Tab, yeah, click done. So now I have sum of total sales, sum of all sales. Right now it is showing the same value. Reason being, we have not done any selection, and as soon as I do the selection, you will see the difference. So if I select 1, now in sum of total sales, that selection what I have made is reflected and the value have been changed in the sum of total sales. Whereas in sum of all sales, the selection that I have made has not taken it into consideration, or the sum of all sales has not been impacted by any of the selection that we make in the QlikSense dashboard. So if your requirement is that you should have the static sales value, that means it should not reflect by the selections that you make, then in that case you will going to use sum of all sales. Whereas if you want that the denominator should take the selection into consideration, then you need to use the total keyword. So that's the basic difference. That's what I mainly wanted to show you. And you already know what's the use of total or all, because in the last video I showed you that they are helpful in conditions like where you want to know the relative contribution of each of these categories, which are here on the right side. There may be other use cases based on your business needs, but it's always good to know the difference between them and when to use which one. So that's pretty much it in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the new video, and in this video I will show you the way by which you can find the distinct or the unique values. So unique values is kind of a regular requirement that we need to figure it out in many scenarios, like for example, if you are working in a sales dashboard, then how many unique sales that you have done, or if you are working in an orders dashboard or a product dashboard, you always need to figure it out, unique product names, unique product lines that you have. So let's see how you can do that within QlikSense. First of all, let's go into edit mode, and before going into edit mode, let me show you order priority. So there is 5 order priority, as you can see, and we will look at the unique and the non-unique order priorities. So for that I will just take 2 KPIs just to show the difference, and while adding a measure I'll open up this screen, and first of all I will take the overall order priority. So order priority, and click apply. So 8399, that basically indicates the number of rows that you have for order priority. And after that, let's add a measure. Open up this entire screen, and we will add count of distinct order priority. All right, click apply, and there is 5. and if we go in the front end, there is 5 order priority. So as you can see, this is pretty easy, that you just apply the distinct keyword and you will get the unique values. Now just the one word of question, use it only when you really need it, because this is very heavy function in terms of computation and takes a lot of resources when you perform it. If you are using a lot of distinct related formulas, then it may happen that the performance of the dashboard is going down. So use it only when it is absolutely needed. And there are a couple of other different ways in which we can find the distinct values within QlikSense. Probably in my future videos I will talk about it, which is not that resource intensive and give you the distinct values without having to depend on a lot of computational resources. But for now, this is the keyword for finding the unique values. Pretty straightforward, and that's pretty much it I wanted to talk in this video. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video I will show you how you can create the bins or the classes from the measure. So for example, you have the sales field where you have recorded where the database has recorded the amount of sales that has been done, and let's say we want to know that how many sales and what is the sales amount between the sales figure $1 to $1,000, then from $1,001 to $2,000, so on and so forth. This type of analysis is very common and as well as very useful, because it helps us understand in which category most of the sales are coming, and by some experimenting we can actually figure it out what is the ideal size in which customers are buying and how much they are buying. So that's about business, but let's see how we can achieve it within QlikSense. So let's click on edit, and over here let me drag a table, and let me add the dimension, which is the categories of those sales. So fx, and here let me add the function, which is class, is what creates the bins or the categories from the measure data. Now let's enter the field name, which is sales, and let's enter the bin size. So in my case I will just put 100 for now, and let's click apply, and over here you can see 0 to 100, 100 to 200, 200 to 300, all of those bin size which have been created. And now if I add the column, no, not the dimension, I will add the measure, and I will add sum of sales, and I will add sum of, not sum, count of sales. So this way I have both the values in front of me, and I can clearly see that in 0 to 100 category of $0 to $100, I have only 76,627, but the count is pretty high, though the value is less. Whereas if you see, surprisingly, $100 to $200, there is a good amount, almost like $190,000 of sales, and the count is also high. And if you come down over here, this is also pretty good thing to know about, that here the count of sales is less, but the amount is pretty high. So it looks like a very profitable category, which $1,000 to $1,100 dollar amount is there. So that's about how you can create it. The next question which obviously will come is probably not the right way we are showing it over here. So how we can create more refined category, which is like 0 and then space, or maybe dash and then 100. Well, I will leave that to you to figure it out, how you can change it with the dash and or hyphen. Do some searching. If not, I will show you in the next video. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the assignment which I have given you in the last video, where we wanted to change this particular value to something which is dash or hyphen. So I hope you have figured it out, but if not, let's do it here. So click on edit, and here is our feed, the table, and function expression editor, and we will going to use the replace function. And first of all, the text expression, which is class sales 100, and then the expression, which was this, and to the expression, which is this. All right, so in this expression, replace this with this. That's it. Click apply, and now you can see it's very well formatted: 0 to 100, 200, 300, 400, and all, so on and so forth. So once you click on done over here in the front end, you will find properly formatted values. And that's pretty much about it, how you can replace those values which were coming in between of these two numbers with something which is much more meaningful, or our eyes are used to see. So that's pretty much it in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video I will show you the if statement. So if statement, if you have done the reporting previously within Microsoft Excel or SQL or anywhere else, you must have encountered the if statement. But if you are coming here for the very first time and don't know if, well, the if helps you take the logical decision based on some condition. For example, we want to show the product subcategory only for those rows where discount is greater than 5%, for example, or profit is greater than $1,000. So in such categories where you want to evaluate a condition first and then show the result, you will use the if statement. Well, for that, let's go into edit, and let's come over here, go to this product category dimension. We can apply it in dimension or in a measure, depends on what the business need is, but here I will show you how you can create a syntax. Well, pretty easy. I will just say if, and now you can see if condition expression. Let's use the same one where discount is greater than 0.05, which is 5%, then show me the product category. Otherwise, you can specify something or leave it blank. So I'm leaving it blank. What it does is it's create a hyphen at the end. I'll show you in the front end, and then you can understand. All right. So here we are only getting those values where the discount is greater than 0.05. That means what is the sum and profit when the discount is more than 5%. Suppose, let's say that was the requirement, so that is what you have applied within the dimension, and your table is filtered based on that. And down there you can see these products, which is products less than 5% of discount, 5% or less than 5% of discount, they have been accumulated over here. So that's about how you can use the if statement, what the condition is. You can use it here in the dimension. If you like, you can use it here in the measure in the same way. Say for example, you want to show the sum of sales only for those products, let's say which are furniture, if that is what your requirement is. So if condition is very useful in those tricky scenarios where you need to evaluate a condition. And now you know how to specify the syntax and get the output. And that's pretty much it I wanted to talk in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hey guys, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you some of the very useful but pretty simple functions that you will encounter pretty much on a daily basis in your work. So these are min, max, and mode function. So what it does is it basically minimum function, as you would expect that it will give you the minimum value. and max will give you the maximum value, and mode basically gives you the most repeated value. So for example, what is our maximum sales, what is our minimum sales, or what is the most frequent customer. So that's something which mode can tell you. So all of these things you can very easily achieve within this. So what I'll do is I will just change this KPI. Here is count of orders, so I will just go in and I will say maximum of sales, max sales, and 89.06k is the maximum individual sale which has happened in your company, right? Similarly, if I just go here and change this to minimum sale or sales, which is the right way, so $2.24 is basically the minimum sales amount. So you can see there is a huge variation in how the sales is happening in your company. Now after that, let's look at the mode function. And what we will do for mode function is we will come back to this table and let's try to figure it out for all of these different product categories, what kind of order priority have been most frequently chosen. Alright, so over here I will add a column which is measure, and I will go inside and click here mode order, and I will choose order priority, click apply, and click on done. Alright, so for appliances it's the third order priority, for binders it's the second order priority, bookcases it is third, so on and so forth. And null basically reflects that there is not enough evidence in terms of which order priority have been ordered high, or maybe it's like very similar to each other, or there is no order priority in comparison. So that's about how you can use the min, max and mode. Now what I will do is I will ask you a question that will spark you to do some research and figure it out the answer. Well, the question is that now right now I am having the maximum sales, minimum sales. What if I want to figure it out the second maximum sales, or second minimum sales, or third maximum sales, third minimum sales? That's what it's happened most of the time when you are in a meeting or designing a dashboard. You probably want to be ready for those kind of answers. So figure it out how you can do that, and then I will meet you in the new video with a new topic and tell you about how you can do that if you could not figure it out. Alright, I am back with the new video, and in the previous video I asked you the question how you will figure it out, the second best sale or second minimum sale or third best sale, third minimum sale. Well, I hope you might have done some research and figured it out the answer, and if not, then let's do it here. So for that, let me go into edit mode. And in this edit mode, where I have this, alright, maximum sales, and let me go into the expression and come over here. Alright, so over here you see that expression or the field name which we need to give, and then the rank expression. It's basically indicates the one, that means the highest. Well, it's very simple, as you would assume after this, that if I say 2, this will give me the second highest sale. So if I go back and click on apply, this is my second highest sale. If I want third, then I can get it third highest sale, which is 41. And this way, whatever I want to choose, I can get it based on what level of highest sales I want. Similarly, you can do it over here in the minimum sales or in the mode, and and figure it out, those variability that you can have or want to have in this dashboard. So that's pretty much in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic.
Hi there, welcome back to the next video. And in this video I will show you some of the functions related to the charts which are very helpful in nature. And so let's go ahead and see the first function. So the first function I want to show you in this video is the above function. So for example, if you have a table like this where you have the data from 2009 Q1, I have the data from 2011 Q3, and let's say we want to understand the difference between Q2 to Q1, Q3 to Q2, so on and so forth. Then in that case, the above function can be very useful. So first thing is that it is a simple table, which is this. I have used this and I've added just two columns. One is simply the derived column year quarter, which QlikSense by default creates, and the second is the sum of sales. Let's add the third column, which is measure. So in the measure, if I first of all simply use the above function, and if I open it up, and as you can see here, above basically picks up some of the keywords like total. I have already explained about them in the previous video, what total is, and then the expression, offset expression, count expression, all that different arguments. So for now we will just enter our simple expression, which is sum of sales. So within the above we have an expression, sum of sales, that's what it needed, and I will click apply. And if you come over here, as you can see, what it gives is basically the value which is prior to the current column. So in Q2 it shows the value of Q1, in Q3 it shows the value of Q2. Now it is up to us what expression we would like. So in now what we can do is we can simply say either sum of sales minus above sum of sales. If I come out, you can now clearly see, if I subtract, I think it is 1.2 million from $886,000, then you will get the negative value, and so on and so forth. The expression is basically calculating the difference from current quarter to previous quarter. So that's one of the regularly used use case. Other can be in head count and all. When you calculate the head count or budgeted expenses and things like that, you will see that you needed this function. So that's about how you can use the above function, the functionalities with the above function. And now I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the below function. So in the previous video I have shown you the above function, which is helpful in picking up the value which is above to the current value. So for example, this value 886,000 is the current value, and prior to that or above to that is 1.26 million. So over here we are having the running difference. If I show you over here, so this basically says that from the current sales value subtract the above sales value. Now similar to this you have below function. So if I go ahead and add a measure and I simply say below sum of sales and hit a tab, what it gives me, it's the simple below value. So if I click on done and show you in the front end, the value is this. So value which is below to the current cell. So in current cell the value is 1.26 million. Below to this you have 886,000. That's what you get it over here. For 886, the value below to this is 1.03 million. So that's what you get it over here. Now you can think that whatever expression like subtraction, division, whatever you want based on your business needs, you can simply go ahead and execute it like we have done it over here to find the running difference from the current quarter to previous quarter. Now let's go back and let me show you one other thing which I have not shown you in the previous video where we discussed about the above function. Now the simple scenario is that you want the immediate above or below value. In that case, we have simply not specified anything or any other parameter, but let's say I want to go 2 step down or 3 step down and find the value. So for example, for 1.26 million, I want to go 2 step down, so I want to pick this value 1.03. so what I can do is in the below, after the expression, I can simply say 2 and hit it, and now you can see what I get is 103, right? So this way you can make your expression complex or customize it based on what value you need to pick, whether the third below value, fourth below value, whatever you want to pick, you can simply go ahead and specify it. So scenario like this where you have kind of a year-over-year calculation where you want to compare the 2009 Q1 with 2010 Q1 or 2010 Q1 with 2009 Q1, you can simply utilize the above and below function, below function to calculate that. So that's what I wanted to show you, and I will now meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you one other function similar to above and below. You have before function, and let me just add the measure over here, and let me show you the error it will throw, and by that error you will be able to understand where to use it. Alright, so not every function can be used everywhere. So before sum of sales, right? This is what we have been doing in the last 2 videos for above and below, and let's click apply, and here we don't get anything. Like I said, it will throw an error because before does not work within this simple table structure. It looks towards the dimension, for example dimension like this, in a horizontal way. So for example, like a pivot structure. So if I go ahead and let me delete this, let me add the pivot over here, add the dimension which is year and quarter, year, and I will add one more which is quarter. Alright, and for measure I will add sum of sales. I'm good. Now over here, this is basically I want it in a column, so can I drag it? Yes. Alright, done. So now the before basically works in a way that in a setting like this. So for before, if it is here, it will basically look at the value over here. That means 1 step back before, or 2 step back, then 2 step before, or 3 step before. So this is how basically your setting should be, whether a pivot table or a chart like this where value can go 1 step before, 2 step before, 3 step before, like that. So I will click edit, and over here I will add one more measure, which is simply saying before sum of sales. That's it, and click apply, and let me click done. Alright, so for this there is nothing prior to that, so you are not getting anything, but for Q2 what you're getting is this value, right? And so on and so forth. And now it's up to you what kind of expression you want to apply. You want to have a quarter over quarter calculation or something else that is relevant as per your business rule or as per the dimension that you are using. If not this, something else, then you want to apply that kind of a condition, you can go ahead and apply. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to talk in this video about the before function, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you one of the functions similar to before. You have after. So after works very opposite to before. If you have seen my previous video, we talked about before, which basically goes back to one column back and gives you the value which is prior to the current column, and then you can do manipulation as per your needs, right? So for Q2 we have the value of Q2 as well as Q1 over here. Now with the help of this two values we can do whatever calculations that we want in this column. Alright, now similar to this we have after. So if I go ahead and within the measure of this pivot table, if I click on add, go to fx, and within this if I say after and after sum of sales. Alright, so very simple, after sum of sales, and I am not specifying anything else apart from that. That means I want to go only one step after. That means from the current cell I want to go to immediate next cell. Let's say if I want to jump from current cell to second cell, or basically the third cell, then I would say 3. So that means in Q1 I will have Q3 value. Alright, so for now I will just close this, click apply, and let me show you in the front end what I mean by that. I know it's a bit complex when I explain it here. So if I do this, so if you see, sum of sales is current sale is here, after that sum of sale is here, and this is nothing but Q2, right? Let's say if I wanted to go on Q3 on the right hand side, Q3, I would have just set the second, because this is 1, I want to go to one step. If I have specified 2, it would be Q3. If I have specified 3, that means it would be Q4. So based on that, I can go whatever way I want and get any value on my current cell. If I am Q1, I can get either Q2, Q3, Q4 based on what parameters I am specifying. So that's about how you can apply all of these different changes based on the above, before, after, and below and above function, which we have been discussing in the past few videos, and get the manipulation as per your business rules or business needs. So that's pretty much it I had in this video, and I will meet you in the new video, the new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the function which is very commonly used in most of the business scenario, which is average. Average is something you all the time need it for the calculation of your dimension and according to the measure that you are picking up. For example, what are the average sales across the quarters, or if you compare Q1 2009 to 2010 to 2011, whether the average sale is increasing or decreasing. All those different types of questions is continuously coming in a normal business scenario, apart from the actual function or at the actual value, like sum of sales. That's the actual value for Q1, but what is the average value? So to find the average value, the function that you need to use is the average. So if I go into the function over here and add, let me click, AVG is your function, not the entire average. AVERAGE is not used. AVG is the function here. So average, and then simply sales, right? And click off apply, and this is basically the average sales of of Q1. And this is very helpful in terms of understanding across the different product line, across the different customers that you have, based on all the transactions that are happening, what is the average sale. So in 2009 Q1 it is 2250, then 1712, 1829. so on and so forth. And then you can actually go into the maybe reasoning why the average sales is increasing or decreasing or behaving the way it is behaving. So this type of calculation is very much needed, and what I'm doing is I'm just dragging up so that average sale is beside to sum of sale, and you can figure it out with the help of some reasoning what are the why it is behaving the way it is behaving. So this is about how you can use the average function to find the average value across from the measure that is of your interest. So that's pretty much it. I wanted to talk in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you one other function which is similar to average, but it's a bit different and gives you the exact middle value of your measure that you are using. So for example, what is the exact middle value that sales is having in Q1? So why it is useful? Well, average and median both are similar, as they find the middle value or the average value from the data set. But the basic difference between both of these are that average does consider very high or outliers into the picture. So for example, in 2009 Q1, if you see 2250 is the average value, that means you will have the transaction which can be of $1, $2, $3. It can consider that. Even it will consider the transaction which are of maybe $50,000 or $20,000 or $10,000, which is kind of an outlier if you look at the average. But what median does is it basically sorts your data and then basically counts. So if you have 100 values, it will say that 50th value is basically your median value. And that's basically the basic difference, is that median does not consider the actual middle value. I'm sorry, the average does not consider the actual middle value. It considers the outliers and everything, whereas median does not consider outliers but considers only the actual value, kind of vice versa. So how you can apply? Well, it's pretty easy. You can simply go in dimension, measure, keep on specifying. Let me go into the expression editor and say median, and median what? Sales. That's it. Click on apply, and if I go and put it near, now you see there is a huge difference between the median value and the average value, and it is now up to the SME or the subject matter expert of the business by looking in detail of the data and say whether average represents the right number for business to interpret or median. By just looking at these two values, we cannot decide, but we have two different ways to find the middle point or the center point of the data. Now subject matter expert can really help us understand which way we should go, whether median or average. And that's basically I wanted to show you or tell you the difference between the two, and guide you in terms of who will really help us understand whether we should take median or average in scenarios like this. So that's pretty much it I have for you in this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will talk about the correlation. So correlation is a statistical measure. If you are coming from the statistical background, if you have used the correlation in the past, it basically tells us how the two values or the two measures are correlated. For example, whether sales is correlated with profit or discount is correlated with the profit. That means if you are giving more discount, whether the profit is increasing or decreasing. That means, is there any relation between those two, right? So let's see this, how we can add the correlation. So here I am in the simple table, which we have been using in a lot of different examples, and I will add a column which is a measure, and I will go in the expression editor and I will say corral. That's it, corral, and I will say sales profit. Remember, you don't need to use the any expression like sum of sales or sum of profit in this case. That's pretty much it, basic syntax that we are doing, and we are clicking apply. And let me drag it up here, and here we have the correlation. Now let me click on done, and if you see, correlation varies, but it varies anywhere between 40 to 60 mostly, right? And it basically says that there is an average relation between the sales and profit. Why? Because the correlation ranges from -1 to +1. -1 indicates that perfectly negative correlation. That means if one value is going towards north, then another value is going towards south, right? So that's perfectly negative correlation, whereas +1 indicates positive correlation. So here all the values are positive, so that indicates that there is a positive correlation. But the positive correlation, if it is near to 1, that means it's absolutely perfect. That means if one value, one sales is going up, the profit is also going up. So for example, 0.73, it shows a very high positive correlation. That means here, based on the sales that we have made, it has impacted a profit a lot. Whereas if you see 0.49, which is like in the middle, which says there is a very average or correlation, that means not a lot of impact which sales is making. So this way you basically interpret the different values and create, using correl, you create the correlation between the two values. Now you can experiment it a lot based on the different measures that you have, and you can apply the dimension, for example, technology, just to look at so here 0.96, see, it's how close to +1 it is, and the value can never go beyond -1 and +1. So it really shows that there is a strong correlation between the sales and profit in the Q2, whereas you can compare the Q2 of previous year and you say no, here in this case there was nothing major going on in that case. So that's about how you can create the correlation between the two measures using the correl function and get some good interpretation out of it. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can figure it out, the count of missing values. So many times when you are doing the data quality or data checking, finding the missing values is very much important. So for example, you may want to figure it out how many order IDs are missing, and because of which a lot of calculation in which orders ID are getting used can be misleading, or they may not give you the right value. So sometimes developers or the analysts create the data quality dashboard, and in that you basically have the functions like functions to identify the missing values. So how you can do this into the QlikSense, I will show you in this video. So here we are, and I will just bring the text and image, and over here I will say, to find the missing count, I will say missing count. That's the expression you have. And as you can see, it's a long list of values that it can accept, but I will simply provide the field name. So for example, let me give it order ID in this case, and let's see if there is any order ID which is missing. If I click apply, I get 0. So done. 0 is what I'm getting. But if this is what I am getting in my dashboard, it doesn't make a lot of sense, right? Because it should say that count of missing order ID and then 0. So how we can do that? We are here, it's already selected, and if I go into expression editor of this, then I will say within two single quotes, and then I will use the ampersand concatenation operator, and I will say count of missing values in order ID is equals to whatever that expression is. Click on done, and now count of missing order ID. So similarly you can have like 10, 15, 20, whatever a number of function expressions that you can have, and keep on basically adding the expression. Now just another tip for you I recollected. So here count of missing values, and if I say ampersand CHR, so what I'm doing is using the ASCII characters, I am entering the enter over here, CHR10, and then I think ampersand, and I would probably now say count of missing values in product based margin PBM is equals to ampersand missing count product based margin. I remember there are some missing values here. So expression is okay, as you can see. If I click apply and go to done, and now you can see they are properly ordered, and looks like I don't remember correctly, there is no missing values over here also, so pretty good. But I think you get the idea how within one expression, within one text box, you can just keep on adding the expression. So if I go back and show you again, this is basically how I have added it using ampersand CHR10. If I want, I can simply use another ampersand CHR10 ampersand and then another expression, right? So this way you can keep on adding it, create your own data quality dashboard where you are checking the each and every field for their missing count or the missing values. So that's pretty much it for this video, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome to the next video. And in this video, we will start one of the very important topic within QlikSense, which is set analysis. Set analysis is, as I said, is one of the very important and frequently used expression that you use it in the front end. That means in the chart. So whatever expression you will write related to set analysis will be there in the front chart or in the KPI. So let's see, first of all, what is the Qlik definition of set analysis. So set analysis offers a way of defining a set or group of data values that is different from normal defined or a normally set defined by the current selection. I know for a beginner this is confusing, so let's break it apart. So first of all, the normal set defined by the current selection, what that means is your default state of the expression. So if you have seen my previous videos, we have used the expressions like sum of sales, sum of profit, and so on and so forth. So those are your normal set. That means whatever selection you will make in the front end after defining those expression, it will accept it. It will not change based on some of the custom set analysis expression that we will be seeing. So now you can easily understand that this is basically normal set defined by current selection, your normal state that we have been doing so far. But set analysis offers a way of defining a set or modifying the way your calculation is specified. Now let's see an example. So set analysis is powerful when making a sort of comparison. So for example, you want to compare the poorly selling products for this year against the last year. Let's say if this is what the difference you are really looking for, you can achieve it with the help of set analysis. Couple of other examples that we can see.
For example, your chart should not show the particular product. So for example, you have product for furniture or technology, but you want your chart that it should not display the values for furniture. Well, in that case, you can use the set analysis and modify your expression. Similarly, your chart should not take some filters selection into consideration. So whatever filters that you are using to make the changes into the chart, you want rest of the other charts, let's say 5 charts you have on the front end, you want 4 charts to take the filter selection into consideration, but not just one particular chart, because you want to show the entire picture compared to how you are making a selection and the values that is changing into the chart. If that is what the scenario, you can achieve it with the set analysis. Third is, your chart should always contain one particular field value along with the current selection. So what does that mean is, say for example, you have one particular field value which is chairs, or or some other product, that you always want that whenever your chart is getting displayed, it should be presented there, and whenever you are making selections on the other products, it should also keep on including that into that chart. So in such scenarios, which is very custom to the business needs, you can achieve it with the set analysis. Now let's see the syntax. So set analysis syntax, let's see the very basic syntax. And here, if you see, so far you have been using sum with sales, but now we have this complex expression. I know it looks really difficult right now because there is a lot of things. There is this curly brackets, so that's where your expressions start. This is basically your set modifier, which indicates how you want to treat the selection. Right now we are saying that whatever selection is going on in the, or whatever selection a user will make in the front end, keep accepting that. But we are saying that only show the chart values for year 2009, right? So that's a very simple. So here is this field here, and this is a value, numerical value, and as you can see, if it is a numerical value, you don't have quotes, but if you have a character value, let's say a product like chair or something else, you will have the quote, single quote surrounding this particular value. So here in this expression, you have an identifier, which is this. You have a modifier, which is basically the angular brackets, which specify how you want to modify your expression. And third thing is operator, which is not part of this expression. So something like you want year 2009 and you want to add something over here like plus for making a union, or if you have seen the set theory in your high school, so something like you want to add a plus over here and say some other selection, for example category type furniture. So those operator example, we will see it in the future, but that's a way you can further modify your expressions. So that's pretty much all about what set analysis syntax contains, and this is a very basic syntax as we are starting this. But in the future videos, we will be seeing the identifiers in very much in detail, the modifiers in very much in detail, and operators as well, and their relevant examples. So stay tuned with me, and I will meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video I will show you the impact of $1 selection. So right now you are seeing the selection difference that I have shown you in the previous video, but let's go into the edit mode and make some changes. So over here I will keep dollar as it is, but over here in the second selection I will say not 1 but $1. And if you remember from the second last video which I shared you, that $1 basically indicates the previous selection, the value of the previous selection. So if I press the tab, you will see 8.56.
So if I click on done and first of all remove everything, it will keep showing you whatever I selected previously. So you can see 14.92 and 5.5 is right now. If I say consumer, the 14.92 is gone over here, right? And 3.06, which is the current selection value, is coming over here. So I know initially it will be confusing, but trust me, if you will use it in the in scenarios where you want to capture these kind of selections and want to compare the selections, very helpful. Now if you see 3.06 will move over here if I select something over here. So corporate 8.56, 3.06 million. 3.06 now reflects the consumer selection. If I uncheck this, you will see 5.5, which is only for corporate, but 8.56 is overall consumer and corporate. So that's about how your $1 really make an impact. Now you can also specify, instead of $1, you can say $2. So this will confuse, or this will make it more and more complex based on the advancement we will go. And let's specify the $1 over here. So previous value, second previous value. If I hit tab, you will see like this, and based on whatever selection we will make, and you will see it in the when you will analyze the data, this is going basically 2 step back, this is going 1 step back and giving you the output. So that's what I mainly wanted to show you, the demonstration of how it picks up the previous and second previous value, and how you can really utilize it in the front end with the help of the KPI. But whenever you use chart like this or table where you want to see the difference, you will see it by just making the selection, and it will keep showing you the comparison of what you currently selected, what you previously selected, what you selected 2 step backs, and so on and so forth. So that's pretty much it. I would really recommend you experiment with it with the different charts that we have, and you will see that when the situation will arise in your business to create such a chart, it will provide a lot of value. So a good functionality to keep in mind. Hi there, welcome back to the next video, and in this video we will have a practical example of what we discussed in the previous video. So if you have seen my previous video, what we discussed is the identifiers like $1, $1, $_1, and bookmark. So we will see some of the examples based on what we discussed. All right. So what I will going to do is I will just remove this particular table. So let me go into the edit mode. Here I will just select and remove this by pressing the delete button. In the chart, I will add the KPI because it will be easy for us to understand with the help of the KPI. Probably I can add a little bit. So if I add a measure, I can simply say sum of sales, right? And press tab. So now the sale is 14.92 million. And if I just add a filter over here just to show you the impact, I will add a filter pane over here, and let's expand it over here. In a dimension, let's add customer segment, right? So here we have a sum of sales 14.92, and if you remember from the previous video, it's basically saying either sum of sales or sum of dollar sales. If I press tab, nothing will happen. So this is basically indicating that whatever current selections we will make, it will take those into the consideration. So now let's add the second KPI, and in this case I'm going into expression editor and I'm saying sum, and within the curly brackets I'm specifying 1, and if you remember, it indicates that it will not take any selection that we are making into consideration. So 14.92, 14.92, sum of dollar sales indicating this, sum of $1 sale indicating this. So let's click on done, come into the front end, and now let's make a selection. So if I select do a selection on consumer, you will see that some of dollar sales have taken the selection impact, but some of $1 sale have not taken the impact. Now you can think that such expression how you can really modify such kind of an expression. For example, if you want to have a KPI which is saying that from 14.92, that means from overall sales, reduce 3.06 based on the selection you are making. So if those kind of conditions, suppose you need to achieve, then you can basically make an effort by changing it the set analysis by specifying the identifiers. All right, so that's the first thing I wanted to show you, the impact of the dollar and one, how it takes an impact. So for example, if I just make one more selection, you will see that nothing really happens. Or if I remove first selection, the change will happen only in case of the dollar sales, but not in case of the the identifier, which basically says that I will not take any selection into the consideration and will not modify the value. So that's about the difference between the practical difference between the dollar and one in the practical example. In the next video, I will show you the scenarios of $1 and $_1.